What an episode of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 11 was. An hour and 17 minutes long, and a lot of things are happening. We see the aspect of it's still in a flashback, and what the show really needs to do is explain that it is a flashback. Like, put on the screen flashback or so many months later, earlier, or whatever it is. This way we know what's happening. We see how John Dutton is killed and how it's all staged and whatnot. And it's a really emotional scene, because then we see Casey and Beth feel something is wrong. It's that instinct that every parent has for a child, or every child has for a parent. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't sit right. And they were correct. And then we know the kind of events that take place after everything. We then see Casey moving into his new home with his wife and his son, and just, kind of getting acclimated to everything. And then Beth kind of takes a back seat to the episode, which is really, really surprising. She does show up in a few instances, but this episode is really heavily focused on Casey, which I fucking loved so much, because this is what I wanted from this character since the first season. He's always been a side character, and now he's in the forefront, which is really, really good. Not only that, we see Casey try and figure out why his father was killed and what happened. He goes to the medical examiner's office and kind of pushes his weight around, which is great to see. They look at the autopsy and they do a re-examination of it, and the medical examiner says that this has signs of a homicide. We see struggles, necks and everything, and then Casey is just kind of telling the medical examiner what to do and what to see. And not only that, Casey calls the detective who's on the case while the medical examiner is in front of him, just to get things going and moving again, which is freaking phenomenal. I thought to myself, wow, this is a really well done written episode. Hopefully Taylor Sheridan didn't write it. Well, I looked into it, and Taylor Sheridan did write this episode, which is surprising, because the stuff that he's been writing for this season, or this series, has, wavered off after season 3, and then with his other shows, he just writes 8 to 10 hours, and it's like, oh, okay. But I'm surprised he focused on this episode, which was really, really good. We then see Jamie talking with the new sworn-in governor, and then he's sitting next to Senator Perry, and that's going on. And then, kind of in a way, the former, secretary to John Dutton, leaves the room and goes to Senator Perry. He's like, I can't work with that, whatever. And basically, Senator Perry tells her, you're unemployed. You're not supposed, you can leak certain things. So now things are going to be leaked out now, which is good. And then Jamie, during a joint session of the assembly with the new governor, basically the new governor says Jamie is now recused of everything, and he doesn't really believe what just happened. He can't really think. He's like, holy shit, did that really just happen? Then we see Casey and Beth talk at the ranch, and then a car pulls up, and we see it's Chief Rainwater. He comes, gives him his condolences, and Beth and Rainwater really have a really well done written dialogue scene, which again I was really surprised about. And it's like, what will happen now with the land, the conservation, the real estate aspect, the money, the taxes? It's just a whole crazy thing. It's like, now the way Beth said is like, we're not preserving it for the future. We're going to, it's destruction that we have to, make it not happen. So it's like, whew, that's insane. And then it shifts back to Sarah. Yeah, the little bimbo that's been sleeping with Jamie a lot. She's scared shitless and out of her mind. She goes, gets a cell phone with a new, minutes, goes home, calls, and she's, doesn't know what to do. Jamie shows up, and they start arguing and fighting. Jamie slaps her. She slaps Jamie back, and it's like, huh. And as she's driving away, Jamie calls her to apologize, this and that. And Jamie's like, oh, yeah, okay. And then Sarah, and then this car pulls up, and it's like, what's going on? It's a woman and a man, a couple, lost. But no, it's not. They assassinate Sarah right there. Boom. One in the head, about 3 or 4 in the chest. Car rolls off to the side, and Jamie's all fucking freaking out and shit, because his phone number is in there, because he was the last call, and he's freaking out. Jamie is one of the biggest idiots and wusses I've ever seen in the history of TV characters ever, because he's always somehow implicating himself in something where he tries to get out of it, but he just can't because he's not a great liar. I will say Wes Bentley does play a fantastic role as Jamie, but it's just like, ooh, that's really interesting. And not only that, before in the episode, Casey went to go see Jamie at the office, and he just throws Jamie on the desk and around, and Jamie's like, holy shit, no, Beth is poisoning us, she's crazy, she's weird, and Casey's just like trying to hold back, and Casey's like, for your sake, I hope, it's not. So, a lot of things are stacking up once again, ladies and gentlemen. 3 episodes left because it's episode 11. This ends with episode 14. What can happen? What will happen? I guess John Dutton is really dead. The aspect is what's going to happen to the ranch now, because it goes to Tate. It would go to Casey, then to Tate. And then not only that, if you've seen the show 1923 with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, they also had a problem with the land in that, where Timothy Dalton's character, took the land from them and owns it, and then they're trying to get it back. So it's like the history is repeating itself with the land, the Dutton Ranch, for hundreds of years and generations, which is really mind-boggling to see. But very, very well done written episode, which I can't believe I'm saying that Taylor Sheridan wrote. The last good episode of, I want to say, Yellowstone was the season 3 finale and the season 4 premiere. So it's been a long time. It's been like 9 episodes, 10, however many episodes it's been since there's been a good episode. This was really well done written. Hopefully it keeps the pace, and hopefully Taylor Sheridan knows how to write, because now his writing is all over the place, especially with certain new shows that are coming on. But we'll see what happens. Love the episode. Casey's a badass, and we'll get to see, the only thing I am disappointed about, it wasn't Beth who did Sarah in, because it would have just been really, really nice to see. But this was a fun episode. This was a fun review for this episode, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Hopefully it doesn't falter a little bit and just keeps rising and rising until that series finale, but we will see what's going to happen. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Season 5, Episode 11 of Yellowstone. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about everything that transpired? What do you think is going to happen in the series finale? What steps do you think will happen now? Do you think the ranch will be saved, or do you think that that's it? The ranch will be owned to the state, or do you think the Duttons will still keep it in the family? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning into my review. I'll see you all in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week to my Season 5, Episode 12 review of Yellowstone.